A worker service allows for running background services through the use of a hosted service. They're ideal for tasks that are CPU intensive and also for tasks that need to be run on a time-based schedule. In this video, we'll look at a worker service in .NET to run background services. We'll show you how to set up a worker service in Visual Studio, how to run a hosted service, and also to run your worker service as a Windows service. For more ASP.NET Core tutorials, visit roundthecode.com, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/roundthecode, and follow us on LinkedIn at roundthecode.com/LinkedIn. Creating a worker service in Visual Studio. Creating a worker service in Visual Studio is relatively simple, as there is a template where we can create a worker service project. The worker service runs off the program class and creates a host instance. Within the host instance, there is an extension method called configure services. This is where we can add our services for our application. These services include hosted services that allow us to run our background tasks. Let's go ahead and create a worker service in Visual Studio. So I've got Visual Studio 2022 open in front of me. What I'm going to do first is create a new project. I'm going to search for worker service and we can see it there, so we're going to select that. We're going to give it a project name of roundthecode.worker service example. We're going to select the particular framework. We're going to select .NET 6 and that's going to go ahead and create our worker service for us. So a worker service is effectively a console application. It's created our program class here, and within that it's created our host instance. Within the host instance, there's an extension method called configure services. This is where you can add your services for dependency injection, and you can also add your hosted services. As you can see, the Visual Studio template has created a worker hosted service for us. So we're going to have a look at that. It inherits the background service abstract class, and within that it's expecting an abstract method of execute async. So we've overridden it in our worker class, and what this is doing is that it's running a while loop and it's logging the current time and sleep in the task for a second. Let's go ahead and run the application now and see what happens. So our worker service is running and the hosted service is running as well. It's opened up a console window and as you can see, it's outputting the current time. One of the brilliant things with worker services is the fact that they can be set up as a Windows service. To set up the worker service as a Windows service, we first need to install the Microsoft.extensions.hosting.windows services package from NuGet into our worker service project. This provides an extension method called Use Windows Services. We can apply this extension method to our host instance in our program class. Once we set up our worker service to use Windows Service, we need to publish the project and run a command prompt to set up the Windows service. Time to set up our Windows service. So we got our worker service project open in Visual Studio 2022. And to make it run as a Windows service, we need to go ahead and install a NuGet package into it. So we go to Tools, NuGet Package Manager, and manage NuGet packages for solution. We need to find the Microsoft.extensions.hosting.windows service. We need to go ahead and install that into our application. That's gone ahead and done that. Now what that NuGet package has done is it's added an extension method to our host instance. So what we can do is we can call this Use Windows Service. Now that we've done that, we need to go ahead and publish the application. So we're going to Build, Publish Selection. We're going to select Folder. We're going to select the default folder location, and that's going to go ahead and publish our application for us. So to make our worker service run as a Windows service, we need to run this command line here. So it's sc space create. We need to give our Windows service a name, and in this instance we've given it roundthecode.worker service example. This is the name of the Windows service, so we can call it whatever we want. The bin path is the folder location to the executable where our worker service is, which I'm going to show you in a bit. We've got the start parameter here, and this can be whether the Windows service is running automatically or manually. Because we're selecting it as demand, it's going to run manually. And display name is just a friendly name for our Windows service. So we need to go ahead and fill out this path placeholder. So this is the folder location where we've published our worker service. So we'll go ahead and copy that, and we're going to replace it with the path placeholder that we've put in here. And what we need to do is we need to find the executable. So we've got it here around the code.workerserviceexample.exe. We need to go ahead and append that to our path. Now if we press enter, that's gone ahead and created our Windows service for us. If we open up our services app and give it a refresh, we can see here that we've got the worker service example set up. However, it hasn't got a description, but what we can do with that is we can run this command line here. So sc description, we need to give the name of the Windows service that we're setting the description, which in this instance is round the code.workerserviceexample. And then after that, we can just give it a description. So we're going to say this is a worker service example. So that's gone ahead and done that for us. As you can see there, that's now updated our description. So we've got two ways of how we can start and stop the application. We can go ahead into our services app and run it. So let's press start. So as you can see there, it's saying that the Windows service is running. We can just stop it if we wish. So that's gone ahead and stopped it for us. The other way we can do it is we can do it in the command prompt. So we can run sc start, and once again we give it the Windows service name, so round the code.workerserviceexample. So that's gone ahead and started for us. So if we refresh the services app, we can see that's currently running. And finally, if we want to stop it in the command prompt, we run sc stop round the code.workerserviceexample. So that's gone ahead and stopped our application, and as you can see, our Windows service is no longer running. With worker services, it's important to include logging within background tasks. By including logging, it means that we can see that the task is running, and it's a lot easier to debug should there be any performance issues. Using the iLogger interface is a good way for logging, as it means that we can write the logs to different login providers. Thanks very much for watching, and hit a like on the video.